Hi students, are you ready to study? Okay, today we will study about blood. What is blood? Blood is an opaque, mobile fluid connective tissue. It is sticky and saltish in taste and is alkaline in nature. You know, blood is also called a river of body. So, the exact definition is blood is a fluid connective tissue that delivers necessary substances to the body cell. In vertebrates, it is composed of blood cells suspended in a liquid called blood plasma. Again, now have a look in it. It is a composition of blood. Blood consists of three main components: blood cells, blood platelets, and plasma. Again, blood cells are of two types: erythrocytes and leukocytes. Erythrocyte is also RBC, red blood corpuscles, and leukocytes oblique, or we can say WBC, white blood corpuscles. Now, leukocyte. Leukocyte is divided in two main components: granulocytes and agranulocytes. What is granulocyte? Granulocytes with cytoplasmic granules. Agranulocyte without cytoplasmic granules. Granulocytes are of three types, and these are neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. And agranulocytes are of two types, monocytes and lymphocytes. Why we are saying it granulocytes or agranulocytes? Granulocyte means with cytoplasmic granules, agranulocyte without cytoplasmic granules, and on the basis of their staining characteristic of cytoplasmic granules, these are divided into neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. As neutrophil stains with both type of dyes, acidic and basic dyes, so we are saying it neutrophils. Eosinophil stains with only acidic dyes, so we are saying eosinophils. And basophils are stained with only basic dye, so we are saying it basophils. So, blood cells are of two types: erythrocytes or red blood corpuscles, leukocytes or white blood corpuscles. Erythrocytes. The main characteristic of erythrocytes are presence of hemoglobin, that is red pigment. Hemoglobin is a red pigment. It gives blood red color. It carries oxygen to the blood. Secondly, total number of RBC per microliter of blood is total count of RBC. What is the meaning of this line? You know, whenever a doctor prescribes you to test total count of RBC, what does he mean? Actually, he is asking about total number of RBC per microliter of blood. It averages 5 million in men and 4.5 million in women. The total count would be low in anemia after profuse bleeding. On the contrary, the abnormal rise in total count is called polycythemia. The size and shape of erythrocytes vary in different classes of animals. In fishes, amphibians, reptiles, and birds, RBCs are nucleated, oval, and biconvex. But in mammals, RBCs are non-nucleated, biconcave, and circular. The lifespan of mammalian RBC is about 120 days or about 4 months. Because old and damaged erythrocytes are phagocytosis and destroyed by macrophages. There was a question in AFMC 2005. What is the life period of mammalian erythrocytes is? And the answer is 120 days. Because 1% of RBCs are destroyed and replaced daily. The aged cells are removed from the circulation by phagocytosis. That's why the life period of mammalian erythrocyte is 120 days. Leukocytes or white blood corpuscles. As the name denotes, it is devoid of any color. It is devoid of hemoglobin. That's why we are saying it white blood corpuscles. WBCs are non-nucleated blood cells, and it is divided in two major classes: granulocytes and agranulocytes. The total number of WBCs per microliter. It is 5,000 in human, and it is also a diagnostic value in many diseases because number of WBC rise abnormally in acute infections, inflammations, and in some cases such as folic acid deficiency, the total count falls abnormally. That's why we are calling it diagnostic value in many diseases. There is an interesting feature about WBCs, and what is this? WBCs are capable of amoeboid movement, or we can say that WBC can change their shape like amoeba. This enables them to squeeze out of blood capillaries into the tissues, and the whole process is called diapedesis. The question related to diapedesis came in AIMS 2009. That is, what is diapedesis? The options were a kind of amoeboid movement, or the process of filtration of urine, kidney, or a type of locomotion found in hydra, or migration of WBCs into the tissue spaces from blood capillaries. And the right answer was migration of WBCs into the tissue spaces from blood capillaries. Now, differential leukocyte count, and or you can say DLC. As earlier described, leukocytes are divided into two types, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes in three types, neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. Here it's neutrophils. Neutrophils are maximum in number. They stain equally with both basic and acidic dyes and have many lobe nucleus. Neutrophils help in phagocytosis. Their origin is from bone marrow. They resides 4 to 8 hours in blood and 4 to 5 days in tissue. In agranulocyte comes monocyte. These are 2 to 10%. Their nucleus is kidney shaped. They produce from bone marrow, help in phagocytosis, and they resides 10 to 20 hours in blood and months or year in tissues. Eosinophil, these are 1 to 6%, stains with acidic dye, nucleus is bilobed, they origin from bone marrow, and they resides 4 to 8 hours in blood and 4 to 5 days in tissue. When the number of eosinophil increases, then we call it eosinophilia. Lymphocytes 20 to 45% in number. Their nucleus is rounded. They stain cells in bone marrow. They differentiate in bone marrow or in thymus. Lymphocytes are of two types, B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. B type produce antibodies against antigens. The lifespan of lymphocytes are few days or years. Now, basophils. These take up basic dyes. They have nearly S-shaped nucleus. They remain 4 to 8 hours in blood and 4 to 5 days in tissues. The basophils release histamine and heparin, and they function like mast cells. There are some questions came in some competitive exams, and these are the most phagocytic white blood cells are eosinophils and lymphocytes, neutrophils and monocytes, neutrophils and eosinophils, and lymphocytes and macrophages. And the right answer is neutrophils and monocytes. Another question came in AIPM 2008, and this is which type of white blood cells are concerned with the release of histamine and the natural anticoagulant heparin. And the options are eosinophils, monocytes, neutrophils, basophils. Can you guess the answer? The right answer is basophils. Another question asked in AFMG 2007, and this is heparin is secreted by mast cells, basophils, both A and B, none of these, and the answer is both A and B. Now, blood platelets or thrombocytes. Blood platelets is the second component of blood. We also call them thrombocytes. Characteristics of blood platelets. Blood platelets are round or oval, biconvex, non-nucleated disc-like bodies. Blood platelets are fewer than RBCs and more than WBCs in number. So their number varies from 0.15 to 0.45 million per microliter of blood. They bud off from the cytoplasm of very large megakaryocyte cells of bone marrow. Platelets survive for 3 to 7 days only, as they are disposed of by phagocytosis in the blood itself. So the normal lifespan of platelet is about a week. Here you can see the picture of platelets. Blood platelets play a vital role in blood clotting. When a blood vessel is injured, platelets get clumped at the spot and release platelet factors. When there is a decrease in platelet count, it is called thrombocytopenia. And purpura is a group of disease due to thrombocytopenia. So students, you have to remember these two terms: thrombocytopenia, that is decrease in platelet count, and purpura is a group of disease due to thrombocytopenia. Now it comes blood coagulation. What is blood coagulation? You see, when your finger gets cut, the blood oozes out from it, and after 4 or 5 minutes, blood coagulates. How it possible? Have you ever think? So I tell you. Blood coagulation is the conversion of liquid blood into semi-solid jelly. It occurs at the place of injury to blood vessel from which blood begins to ooze out. And what is the actual process happens in blood coagulation? First of all, coagulation takes place by hydrolysis of soluble fibrinogen into insoluble fibrin. Secondly, thrombin occurs in normal blood as an inactive prothrombin. And what is thrombin? It's an enzyme. But it occurs as an inactive prothrombin, so it must be activated to thrombin before blood coagulation can occur. So, blood coagulation takes place by hydrolysis of soluble fibrinogen into insoluble fibrin with the help of thrombin, and a thrombin is an enzyme. First of all, thrombin must be activated from prothrombin. Coagulation promoting substances called thromboplastins are released into the blood from clumped platelets and damaged tissues. And thromboplastin help in the formation of prothrombinase, that is an enzyme. This prothrombinase hydrolyzes prothrombin to thrombin to initiate coagulation. And finally, fibrin stabilizing factor produces a meshwork of fibrin. Meshwork is attached to damaged blood vessel wall. It entraps blood cells, more platelets and plasma to form jelly like aggregate called blood clot. Within a few minutes of clotting, blood clot contracts due to contraction of platelets attached to fibrin, and coagulation takes place in 4 to 10 minutes. Here is the schematic presentation of blood coagulation. So students, now we will study about blood coagulation. Why we need coagulation of blood? Is there any need? Of course, because blood must flow freely through the blood vessels in order to sustain life. But if a blood vessel is traumatized, the blood must clot to prevent life from flowing away. That the blood must provide a system that can be activated instantaneously to stop the flow of blood, that is blood coagulation. So, in brief, you can say blood coagulation is the conversion of a liquid blood into semi-solid jelly, and it occurs at the place of injury to blood vessel from which blood begins to ooze out. So, the first step in blood coagulation is coagulation takes place by hydrolysis of soluble fibrinogen into insoluble fibrin. The first step is the overall coagulation of blood. The overall coagulation of blood is hydrolysis of soluble fibrinogen into insoluble fibrin. This step is catalyzed by thrombin, or you can say this step is initiated by an enzyme thrombin that occurs as an inactive form prothrombin in the blood. So it must be activated to thrombin so that thrombin can hydrolyze soluble fibrinogen into insoluble fibrin. So thrombin must be activated. Thrombin must be activated from its inactive form so that it can initiate blood coagulation. The third step is coagulation promoting substances called thromboplastins are released into the blood from clump platelets and damaged tissues. Coagulation promoting substances called thromboplastin, that is thromboplastin is you can helps thromboplastin binase. And what is prothrombinase? Prothrombin is an enzyme that converts prothrombin to thrombin. Prothrombin is an inactive form of thrombin, and prothrombinase converts prothrombin into thrombin, and thrombin hydrolysis soluble fibrinogen into insoluble fibrin. The next and final step is fibrin stabilizing factor produces a meshwork of fibrin. Fibrin stabilizing factor, you can say clotting factor, produces a network of fibrin which is attached to blood vessel wall, and in this network of fibrin blood cells, platelets and plasma entrap to form jelly like aggregate called blood clot. When blood clotting happens, within a few minutes it contracts due to contraction of platelets attached to fibrin, and this is called clot retraction. When meshwork gets compressed, a liquid called serum is expelled, and as clot contracts, broken edges of blood vessel come nearer and the spots get healed up. The overall process of coagulation takes place within 4 to 10 minutes. Here is the schematic presentation of blood coagulation. Prothrombin activator, what it does? Prothrombin activator converts prothrombin into thrombin. Thrombin hydrolyzes fibrinogen into fibrin, and with the help of calcium ions and other clotting factor, fibrin fibers make a network of fibrin in which blood platelets, erythrocytes and blood clot entrapped. There was a question asked in AIPMT 2005. AIPMT 2005, which of the following substances, if introduced into the bloodstream, would cause coagulation of blood at the site of its introduction? And the right answer is, can you guess the answer? And the right answer is thromboplastin, cause thromboplastin help in the formation of prothrombinase, and this enzyme hydrolysis prothrombin to thrombin to initiate coagulation. Another question asked in AIMS 2007, and the question was, the component of blood which prevents its coagulation in the blood vessel is hemoglobin, plasma, thrombin, heparin, and the answer is heparin because heparin is an anticoagulant. Another question asked in AFMC 2008, which of the following are required for blood clotting? Potassium thromboplastin. Next option is calcium thromboplastin, sodium ion, calcium ion. Third option, and the last option is potassium ion and prothrombin. Can you guess the answer? It's calcium ion and thromboplastins. Because calcium ion and thromboplastin are the necessary component of blood that helps in blood coagulation. Now, serum. What is serum? It is a clear fluid that separates from blood after coagulation. As it is derived from blood, it is called blood serum. Actually, in blood, the serum is a component that is neither a blood cell nor a clotting factor. Blood serum, a component of blood which is collected after coagulation. Actually, anticoagulated blood yields plasma containing fibrinogen and clotting factors, and coagulated blood yields serum without fibrinogen. So, what are the differences between plasma and serum? Because both seem similar, plasma and serum, blood plasma, blood serum. So, what is the difference? So, here are the differences in plasma and serum. The first of all, plasma is a liquid component of blood, and serum is a fluid that oozes out of a contracting blood clot. Actually, anticoagulated blood yields plasma, which contain fibrinogen clotting factor, and after clotting, coagulated blood yields serum without fibrinogen. Plasma is pale yellow in color. Serum is nearly colorless. Plasma is turbid. The turbidity is almost absent in serum because plasma is a part of an anticoagulated blood. So, it contains fibrinogen, and fibrinogen is absent in serum. Prothrombin is present in plasma, and this is absent in serum. Protein content is quite high in plasma, it's very low in serum. And the last and important factor is plasma has the ability to undergo clotting, and serum is disable to clot. There was a question in AFMC 2008, and the question was, blood plasma contains how much percentage of water? And the options were 60, 80, 90, 98. And the right answer was 90. Why? Because plasma is 90% water, and it is an essential ingredient for human survival. It might seem like plasma is less important than the blood cell it carries, but that would be like saying that the stream is less important than the fish that swims in it. So, you can't have one without the other. Another question is asked in AIPMT 2007, and the question is a drop of which of the following is placed separately on 4 slides? Which of them will not coagulate? And the options are blood serum, sample from the thoracic duct of lymphatic system, whole blood from pulmonary vein, and the last is blood plasma. And the right answer is blood serum, because blood serum is blood plasma from which the fibrin and clotting factors have been removed by centrifugation or vigorous stirring, so that it cannot clot. Now, here comes the clotting factor of blood coagulation. There are 13 principal coagulation factors in all, and each of these has been assigned a Roman numerals. The first clotting factor is fibrinogen. This is a protein. This converts into fibrin when blood clots. Its molecular weight is 3,30,000. Now, this is a chart of clotting factors. There are 13 clotting factors in all, and each of these has been assigned a Roman numeral. The first one is fibrinogen. It's a plasma protein that converts into a fibrin when blood clots. The second is prothrombin, a protein present in blood plasma that is the inactive precursor of thrombin. Third one is thromboplastin, which is an enzyme liberated from blood platelets that converts prothrombin into thrombin as blood starts to clot. Fourth one is calcium ions, a factor in the clotting of blood. Fifth is a coagulation factor. It's absent in serum. Sixth one is identified, or you can say it's hypothetical. Seventh is a coagulation factor formed in the kidney under the influence of vitamin K. This factor does not consume during clotting, therefore is present in serum as well as in plasma. The eighth is also a coagulation factor whose absence is associated with hemophilia. The ninth is Christmas factor. It's also a coagulation factor whose absence is associated with hemophilia B. The 10th is Again, a coagulation factor that is converted to an enzyme that converts prothrombin to thrombin in a reaction that depends on calcium ion and other coagulation factors. 11th coagulation factor is plasma thromboplastin antecedent, whose deficiency results in hemorrhagic tendency. 12th coagulation factor is Hegman factor, whose deficiency results in a prolongation of clotting time of venous blood. 13th factor is fibrin stabilizing factor, which help in the clotting of blood. Thrombin catalyzes factor 13 into its active form, which causes fibrin to form a stable clot. So, these are the clotting factors of blood. Now, Christmas disease is caused due to the deficiency of clotting factor 9. Actually, clotting factor 9 is Christmas factor. Its absence is associated with hemophilia B. Now, here comes anticoagulant agents. Anticoagulant agents are which prevent coagulation of blood. The important ones are as follows. Heparin. It is formed by mast cells in connective tissue and basophils inside blood. Antithrombins that inactivate thrombin formed in intact blood. Endothelial lining. Endothelial lining of blood vessels is smooth. It prevents contact with intrinsic clotting factors. Alpha-2 macroglobulin. It combines with coagulation factors and immobilizes the same. Hirudin. It is present in the saliva of leech. Leech pours saliva into wound of the victim. And what happens? The bleeding continues uninterrupted. So leech can therefore obtain the desired amount of blood. Warfarin. It is a coumarin which blocks the activity of vitamin K in liver so that liver is unable to produce prothrombin and clotting factors. Chilling. Chilling reduces the activity of enzymes that produce clotting. Oxalates, citrates and EDTA. EDTA is ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. What is EDTA? It's ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. Common oxalates and citrates are those of sodium oxalate, potassium oxalate, sodium potassium or ammonium citrate. They precipitate or immobilize calcium of blood and therefore prevent its coagulation.